Good morning, students. Today I am here with second chapter of economics, sectors of the Indian economy. As in previous chapter, we discussed about economy, development, GDP, literacy rate, net attendance ratio, and sustainable development. I hope you prepared the notes of the previous chapter. So here we are going to start the second chapter, sectors of the Indian economy. As here are different pictures and different people are performing different job. They are performing different job for their livelihood, for their earning. As you know, in economics, income is the main concept. For the survival, the people require income. So here people are doing different job. Ultimate aim is earning money. Some are engaged in agricultural activity, some are engaged in producing goods, some other are producing service. So these activities are happening around us every minute, even as we speak. So how do we understand these activities? One way of doing this is to group them, classify them using some important criteria. So different people are performing different activities. So according to a particular criteria, in economics, their nature of work is dividing in different categories. So first that is called primary activity. That is called primary sector. So there are three sectors in Indian economy. First that is called primary sector. There are many activities that are undertaken by directly using natural resources. In primary activity, we are directly using natural resources. For example, the cultivation of cotton. It takes place within the crop season, right? For the growth of the cotton plant, we depend mainly but not entirely on natural factors like rainfall, sunshine, and climate. The product of this activity, cotton is a natural product, of course. Similarly, in the case of an activity like dairy, we are dependent on biological process of the animal and availability of fodder, etc. The product here, milk also is natural products. Similarly, minerals and ores are also natural products. When we produce a good by exploiting natural resources, it is an activity of the primary sector. So why this sector is called primary sector? This is because it forms the base for all other products that we subsequently make. Since most of the natural product we get from agriculture, dairy, fishing, forestry, this sector is also called agriculture and related sector. So in our country, a large number of people are engaged in agricultural activity because India is a land of village and in village, main occupation of the people is agriculture. Except the agriculture, a large number of people are also engaged in fishing for their livelihood in coastal areas. Then they are dependent upon forestry. They are collecting various goods from the forest. So, a large number of people again are engaged in mining and animal husbandry. That is why the primary sector is also called agriculture sector. So this is the primary sector. This sector is called primary sector because this sector make base for the secondary and tertiary sector. This sector provide raw material for the secondary and tertiary sector. That is why this sector is called primary sector. What is the main occupation in primary sector? Agriculture, fishing, forestry, dairy farming, mining. This is the main occupation in agriculture sector. That is why being agricultural country, large number of people in our country are engaged in primary sector. Now come to the secondary sector. It covers activities in which natural products are changed into other form through way of manufacturing that we associate with industrial activity. So under the secondary sector, the industrial activity, the manufacturing activities come. Whatever we produce, when we convert the primary goods, the primary sector goods in our useful for our useful product, that is called manufacturing. It is the next step after primary. The product is not produced by nature but has to made, therefore some process of manufacturing is essential. So in secondary sector we have a process of manufacturing when we are converting the goods of primary sector in our useful things. This could be in factory, a workshop और a home. एक फैक्ट्री में भी हो रहा है, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री में, लार्ज इंडस्ट्री में, हैवी इंडस्ट्री में, कॉटेज इंडस्ट्री में, वट एवर वी आर प्रोड्यूसिंग, इट कम्स इन सेकेंडरी सेक्टर. For example, using cotton fiber from the plant, we spin yarn and weave cloth. After getting from nature cotton, we are spinning it and getting cloth. Using sugarcane as a raw material in the sugar industry, we are getting raw material from sugarcane, then we make sugar or wool. In the jute industry, we are getting raw material from jute from agriculture sector, then we are making jute bags, gunny bags and many other items. So we convert earth into bricks and use bricks to make houses. Again, from soil we make bricks, and finally from those bricks we are constructing building. So this sector gradually became associated with the different kind of industries that come up. It also called the industrial sector. So this sector is basically related with the production and industries. That is why this sector is called industrial sector. Okay, so there are manufacturing activity in secondary sector. So being the manufacturing activity, this sector is also called industrial sector, because all the industrial work, all the production work, all the manufacturing works comes under the secondary sector. Now come to the third sector, that is called tertiary sector. After primary and secondary, there is a third category of activity that falls under tertiary sector. After primary and secondary sector, there is one more sector that is called tertiary sector. This sector is also called the service sector. These are activities that help in the development of the primary and secondary sector. So in tertiary sector, help to develop primary and secondary sector. So these activities by themselves do not produce a good, but they are an aid or support for the production process. So tertiary sector is not producing any good, but tertiary sector is very important because it is supporting to primary sector and secondary sector. For example, goods that are produced in the primary or secondary sectors would need to be transported by truck or trains and then sold to wholesale and retail shop. At times, it may be necessary to store these in godowns. We also may need to talk to other over telephone or send letters or borrow money from banking to help production and trade, transport, storage, communication, banking, trade are some example of tertiary activities. Since these activities generate service rather than goods, the tertiary sector is also called the service sector. So, whatever production is in secondary sector, it is providing to public by tertiary sector. How? The tertiary sector developing routes, developing railway lines, constructing railway lines, providing transport facility, providing banking facility, providing storage facility, providing transport facility, providing communication facilities. So all this work, all the management work is being by tertiary sector. So primary sector is working in with natural product, and secondary sector is manufacturing. So the adjustment of this primary and secondary sector is being made by tertiary sector. So all the service is being provided by tertiary sector. That is why tertiary sector is also called the service sector. So under the service sector, it includes some essential service that are not directly helping production. For example, we require teachers, doctors for medical help, and those who provide personal service such as washermen, barber, cobbler, lawyers, and people do administrative and accounting works. In recent time, new services like internet cafe, ATM booths, all the software companies are also comes under the tertiary sector. So tertiary sector is very important now because it is managing all primary and secondary sector. Whatever production is being in an industry, that is being transported from one region to another region by tertiary sector. For example, FCI in class 9th you study Food Corporation of India and PDS Public Distribution System. Okay, under this PDS, FCI Food Corporation of India is procuring food items from farmers directly in MSP, minimum support price. It is declared by the government. So after procuring items from farmers, they are storing it in the government godowns. Then from the godowns, it is being transported in every PDS shop, even in your locality also by the government. Who is doing this? The tertiary sector is doing this. So the tertiary sector is very important because it is managing primary and secondary sector and providing service to the people. So under the service sector, we include teachers, doctors, washermen, barber, cobbler, lawyer, the people those who are doing administrative accounting work, the certain new job like the IT, information technology, ATM, internet cafe booth, all these comes under the tertiary sector. So here tertiary sector plays again very important role because tertiary sector is managing primary and secondary sector. So now there are three sectors of our economy. Primary sector. In primary sector, the people are working with nature. They are collecting from nature like the agriculture activity, fishing, mining, collection of items from forest, and animal husbandry, dairy farming. So this is the primary sector. Mostly people are engaged in primary sector. The secondary sector is related with production, with manufacturing, where the goods of primary sector are being converted into useful item. Later on it became the industry, it became the industrialization, small scale industry, cottage industry. All manufacturing works come under the secondary sector. Then comes the tertiary sector. The tertiary sector is also called the service sector because tertiary sector is playing very important role. It is providing infrastructure to primary and secondary structure. How it is providing? The tertiary sector is constructing route, constructing railway line, transporting goods from one region to another, managing all things. So this is called the tertiary sector. And this tertiary sector is also known as service sector. So now, as we studied in previous chapter about the GDP, gross domestic production. So how the gross domestic production can be calculated? Okay, the government has all data. There is a central government ministry who look after to the industrial productions. So the government, central government collect data from state government and collect from union territories. After collecting data from state government and union territory, the government decide and the government declared what is GDP from each sector. So to decide the GDP, first the government analyze the data of primary sector. In 1 year, what is your production in primary sector? Then the government analyze what is your production in secondary sector, means in industrial structure in 1 year. Then the government decide, the government analyze the data, what is our production in tertiary sector in 1 year. So sector wise we calculate it, government calculate it. So that after government decide GDP, and after deciding GDP every year, government divide GDP with population, and that is called per capita income. So these are some parameters which decide the economy of a country. So when we compare the three sectors, so there is a clear cut analysis. Primary sector, what is overall production of in 1 year? Data comes from state government as well as from union territory. It is the nodal office, that is Ministry of Government. Then the GDP in secondary sector, what is total industrial production in 1 year? Data again we are collecting from state government and from union territory. Then the central government analyzing it. Then comes the tertiary sector, what is the total production, how many people are employed there? Then the data are analyzed. So in this way we find the GDP. So gross domestic production, it determines per capita income and economic growth of a country. So my dear student, There are three sectors of Indian economy. Primary sector, basically the agricultural activities, fishing, mining, collection item from forest, animal husbandry, dairy farming. It comes under this sector. A large number of people in our country are engaged in primary sector. Then comes secondary sector. It is totally related with manufacturing activities, where the industries, small scale industries, and cottage industry are engaged. Then comes tertiary sector. It is called service sector. All these management, transportation, communication, banking, insurance, storage is being looked after by tertiary sector. So these are three sectors of our economy. Okay, the rest we will discuss in second part. And today I am sending you notes. Please read it. Then we will discuss in part 2. Thank you. बन गया हुआ खाना? Good morning, students. Today, what is economic activity decided by government according to their criteria? The activities are grouped in various categories. Basically, there are three sectors of economy. First, that is called primary sector. Why this is called primary sector? Because it forms the base for all other products that we subsequently make. Under the primary sector, there are many activities that are undertaken by directly using natural resources. For example, the cultivation of cotton, it takes place within a crop season. For the growth of cotton plant, we depend mainly but not entirely on natural factors like rainfall, sunshine, and climate. The product of this activity, cotton is a natural product. Similarly, in the case of an activity like dairy, we are dependent on the biological process of the animal and availability of fodder, etc. The product here, milk, also is a natural product. Similarly, minerals and ores are also natural product. When we produce a good by exploiting natural resources, it is an activity of primary sector. Since most of the natural products we get are from agriculture, dairy, fishing, forestry, the sector is also called agriculture and related sector. In our country, Large number of people are engaged in agriculture. Agriculture is the basic occupation of our country. Except the agriculture, we have a long coastal line. A large number of people are engaged in fishing. A large number of people in our country are engaged in dairy farm, in forestry, and in mining activities. So this comes under the primary sector. In primary sector, the people those who are working, they are utilizing natural resources. For example, being an agricultural country, a large number of people in our country are engaged in agricultural activity. Then being a long coastal line of 7,000